Hi guys, this is Rebecca. Thank you for watching. And now I need to talk about Luke Skywalker.
I'm Luke Skywalker. I'm here to rescue you.
I already made a video talking about Han Solo and how the Force Awakens completely ruined all his character development in the original movies. But in Luke's case, what can I say? I know, Mark Hamill warned us.
Anything that you want us to know going into The Last Jedi?
It's the longest one.
So yes, when I was sitting there in the cinema watching The Last Jedi, since the first moment that Luke appeared, I was completely blown out of mind. And not because it was a good movie, no, because it'd been like 30 years since, Luke Skywalker talked in the cinema. It was because of bullshit. It was completely shit. That was not Luke Skywalker. That was Jake Skywalker.
Maybe he's Jake Skywalker. He's not my Luke Skywalker.
Now, we all know poor Mark was threatened by Disney and he had to retract. He actually apologized, I don't know. But who here believes that he changed his mind? Well, I don't, for one. He was speaking against this movie for a year. He disagreed fundamentally with everything they did to his character. And yes, I think we, true fans, also disagree.
I told Ryan, I fundamentally disagree with virtually everything you've decided about my character. But
now, the first time we meet Luke, he works as a motion farmer. He lives with his uncle and his aunt, and he obviously wants to leave.
Harvest is when I need you the most. Only one season more, but it's a whole nother year.
So yeah, Luke's a good person, and he says to Obi-Wan that he hates the Empire, and still he wants to enlist in the Imperial Academy to become an Imperial pilot. That's how badly he wants to escape Tatooine.
I want to transmit my application to the Academy this year.
Now, in the delayed scenes in A New Hope, we also find out that Luke Skywalker had a best friend.
Hey! I didn't know you were back! When'd you get in? Just now.
He joined the Imperial Academy and then he defected to the Rebels. So that's Luke's first impression about the Rebels.
I made some friends at the Academy. When our frigate leaves for one of the central systems, we're gonna jump ship and join the Alliance.
The Rebellion?
Then he met Obi-Wan, and we can see that when Obi-Wan mentions his father, Luke is deeply touched.
You fought in the Clone Wars?
Yes, I was once a Jedi Knight, the same as your father.
I wish I'd known him.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the Old Republic.
So, we also see, by his interactions with Han Solo, that Luke is actually a very good person. Han Solo thinks about Han, and then maybe someone else. But Luke Skywalker wants to do the right thing because it's the right thing, not because he wants to get anything out of it. So, even though he was reckoned to leave Tatooine, to leave his family and to follow Obi-Wan, not because he loved it there, we already know that he hated it, he didn't want to abandon his family.
My uncle needs me.
Oh.
But we've got almost enough evaporators to make the place pay off. I have to stay one more season. I can't leave him now.
What good's all?
So we know that he had a sense of duty, that he was pretty much obsessed with his father.
You knew my father?
He wanted to follow his father's footsteps when he found out that his father was actually a Jedi.
No, my father didn't fight in the wars. He was a navigator on a spice freighter.
I want to learn the ways of the Force and become a Jedi like my father.
You got it. And now, for the first time in his life, Luke is actually living an adventure. And he's enjoying it. And yes, it's dangerous, they may die, but at the end of the day, he rescues the beautiful princess, he blows up the Death Star, and he becomes a hero. So that's a pretty good journey. This is Luke Skywalker, the first time we met him. He goes from being a farmer who dreams of adventure to actually becoming the main character in the rebellion. to The Empire Strikes Back, and 3 years had gone by. Luke is pretty much the same person. Yeah, he's maybe a little bit tougher on the ages. You can see he had got new scars in his face, so he hasn't been living a Zelda life the way he was before A New Hope. But he is a pilot.
Echo Station 5-7, we're on our way.
He's training his Jedi abilities, but he's not very good at it yet, since his master Obi-Wan died. Then he met Obi-Wan, and Obi-Wan sent him to Dagobah. And it was like a Force vision, and Luke probably had no idea what was going on. But Luke immediately trusted Obi-Wan and set off for Dagobah.
Just setting a new course. We're not going to regroup with the others. We're going to the Dagobah system.
And there in Dagobah, Luke met Yoda. And I think this is a very important time for Luke. Here, Luke goes through a massive character development, and it mostly happens off screen. So we see him training with Yoda. We see that he has doubts. He doesn't actually think the Force can do this.
I don't believe it.
And he wants to be trained. No matter what Yoda objections are, he insists that he will finish his training and then he will become a Jedi.
I am ready. Ben, I can be a Jedi. Ben, tell him I'm ready.
He'll finish what he begins.
I won't fail you. I'm not afraid.
So he's pretty strong-headed, he has a strong will, he wants to, again, become a Jedi like his father. And good point for Luke, in this training, even though at first he was a bit put off by Yoda, when Yoda reveals himself to be this terribly wise Jedi master, Luke actually listens to him. So yes, maybe he needs a little time, you know, to see Yoda in action, but he listens to Yoda. And when Yoda mentions, when Yoda points out Luke's flaws, I think Luke is not too proud to listen and to take into account Yoda's words.
A Jedi must have the deepest commitment. The most serious mind. You are reckless.
So was I, if you remember.
Which is very important considering how his father was.
This is outrageous. It's unfair. How can you be on the council and not be a master?
Now, he trains with Yoda for like maybe 2-3 months, maybe less, maybe more. Considering Han and Leia are lost in space without a light speed, it could have been for maybe 3-4 months easily. He trains there, he faces his fears, he goes to the dark cave, and we see that his first immediate reaction is to attack Vader. So he's pretty angry at him, probably because the guy killed his dad and his master Obi-Wan. He doesn't shy away from attacking, which is not a very Jedi thing to do. But surprise, surprise, when Vader's helmet comes off, it's Luke who is there. It's Luke, no Vader. So in a way, Luke attacked his dark part. I don't know how it worked exactly, but he failed the test because Jedi don't use the Force for attack, only for protecting. Unless, of course, there is a war going on and they have sworn the alliance to the Republic. a vision of Han and Leia suffering, and he's afraid that they are going to die. So when he basically asks Yoda if that's true, and Yoda tells him, you know, typically Yoda's advice.
Rejoice for those around you who transform into the Force. Mourn them do not. Miss them do not.
To let go. And let them die. Now, if you honor whatever they're fighting for, yes, you should let them die. Because, you know...
Attachment leads to jealousy. The shadow of greed, that is.
And now, even though Luke has been listening to Yoda for 2-3 months, Luke has accepted Yoda as his master, and Luke has obviously taken Yoda's advice pretty seriously. This is where he draws the line.
My friends, I gotta help them.
You must not go.
But Han and Leia will die if I don't.
Jedi teachings are very good, but his friends come first.
That is why your friends are made to suffer.
That's why I have to go.
So Luke is willing to risk his life, and in a way, even the galaxy, to save his friends. Now, here is where Dad and the father and the son are very similar, because they both care about the important person in their lives more than they do about ideals. For example, I could see Leia sacrificing a friend for the cause, but it's pretty difficult to see Luke or Anakin doing the same. Their friends and their family come first. The difference is that in Anakin's case, he was a slave.
I'm a person and my name is Anakin.
For Anakin, the only good thing that he had in his life from early childhood was his mom. And he clung to her even after 10 years away. And after losing his mom, you could say the most important person in his life was Padme. Like, he was willing to let the galaxy collapse. He was willing to do what he knew in his heart it was the wrong choice, just to save Padme.
Just help me save Padme's life. I can't live without her.
In Luke's case, it doesn't go that far, but again, I think it's because they have very different upbringings. Luke led a very sheltered life before he left Tatooine to join the rebels. He had his family, and yes, they were killed, but he was already a man, young man, but a man when they were killed. Immediately after he loses his family, he finds Leia and he finds Han, and they become his new family. Leia is actually his family, even though he doesn't know it, and he has this very obvious cross on here. I think here is what father and son are different, and at the same time they are the same. So they both prioritize their friends' lives over principles.
And sacrifice Han and Leia.
If you honor what they fight for, yes.
That Anakin takes it too far. Luke doesn't.
I will do whatever you ask.
Now, Luke arrives to Cloud City, and yeah, it was obviously a trap. He knew it, he went anyway, and he was ready to face Vader. I think in a very diluted way, he thought he had a chance against Vader.
But I can help them. I feel the Force.
I don't want to lose you to the Emperor the way I lost Vader.
You won't. Master Yoda, I promise to return.
It only shows how innocent or even naive Luke was still at the point. Obviously, Vader is too much for him. Luke is struggling just to keep up. you can say Vader is playing with him. He doesn't actually want to kill him because Vader knows the truth. And here we go to the best reveal scene in the history of the cinema, to the most famous scene ever. You are my dad.
I am your father.
Fantastic. And I think, again, this is a crossroad point for Luke. In A New Hope, he was basically a child. He wanted adventure, but he didn't know the price that he would have to pay for it.
All his life as he looked away to the future, to the horizon.
Now, in Empire Strikes Back, he's a bit wiser, he's a bit older, he's a commander, and when he goes to Dagobah, he takes Yoda teachings to his heart. He listens very carefully and he tries to emulate Yoda in hopes of becoming a Jedi like his father.
Why wish you become Jedi?
Mostly because of my father, I guess.
And now, at this point, still Luke is a bit naive. He's still a bit innocent. After facing Vader, that naivety, it's over. The moment he discovered that Vader was actually his father, the last of his childhood dreams died. And you are left wondering, because you obviously know that Luke cannot be the same person. So, where are they taking his character? Most characters are left in a cliffhanger, like Han Solo, you know he will die or he will live. Vader, there is something going on with Vader as well. But especially Luke, you know he cannot be the same person that he was before learning the truth about his father, and yet you don't know the kind of person he's going to become. So that's a great way to end the movie. And we move on to Return of the Jedi. And since the first moment that Luke walks into scene, you can't see his change. He wears black now, he's dressed all in black, and he's much calmer than he was.
I must speak with Jabba.
Before he was pretty blunt and he had a lot of energy. In episode 6, he's calmer. He's pretty confident because he can't back that confidence.
You will take me to Jabba now.
We see that he can do things now that that were completely out of his reach in The Empire Strikes Back. But what he does the most is that even though Luke has become strong enough to face his father and actually kill him, he refuses to do that. And I said it again. Luke is a very humble guy. And he followed Yoda's and Obi-Wan teachings up to the point where it meant to abandon his friends. Well, this time, he follows Yoda's and Obi-Wan's teachings up to the point where it meant that he has to kill his father.
I can't do it, Ben. I can't kill my own father.
And now we all hate Vader. We had 2 movies to hate Vader. We saw Vader torture Princess Leia. We saw Vader stand by as Alderaan was blown up. We saw Vader kill so many pilots at the end of A New Hope. We saw Vader killing his own men in The Empire Strikes Back. So he's pretty much evil.
He's more machine now than man, twisted and evil.
And yet, Luke has hopes that he can save his father.
There is still good in him.
Doesn't have any reason to. But against Obi-Wan and Yoda advised, in his heart, Luke believes that Vader can't be saved.
I have to face him. Why? Because there is good in him. I felt it. Or I can save him. I can turn him back to the good side.
And this is pretty amazing. Because, as Yoda said,
once you start down the dark path, forever will it dominate your destiny.
But Luke doesn't care about Jedi teaching. He couldn't let his friends die anymore, that he can't kill his father now. So Jedi teachings are very well up to the point where they interfere with love. So this is Luke. Luke is the most loving character in Star Wars. He's kind, he was naive, and he was innocent. And he paid the price for that. But instead of becoming bitter, he goes on. He holds into what he knows is right. And he holds on to hope that his father can be saved. Now, we all know what Obi-Wan have to say about this.
Your father was seduced by the dark side of the Force. When that happened, the good man who was your father was destroyed.
And keep in mind, Obi-Wan was pretty much Anakin's best friend. Yes, they have their differences, they fought, but they were pretty much best friends. And still, Obi-Wan was able to walk away while the guy scorched. Crazy thing to do. But Luke chose to be a son over a Jedi. And it's not the same thing that his father did when he chose to save his mother. Because we can't say that Anakin chose to be a husband over a Jedi. Because a husband would have taken into consideration his wife's wishes. And Anakin knew that Padmé would die.
You're going down a path I can't follow.
Luke is better than Anakin. And in some ways, he's so similar to his father, but he's very much Padmé's son. And Padmé died believing that Anakin was still good deep inside.
Obi-Wan, there's good in him. I know.
In this movie, Luke chooses his father, a person who he doesn't know, a person who cut off his arm, a person who stood by as his sister's planet was blown up. We see Luke choosing to be a son over a Jedi, love over duty.
So, you have accepted the truth.
I've accepted the truth that you were once Anakin Skywalker, my father.
Luke put everything, including his life, including his sister's life, his friends, the rebels, the galaxy. He put everything in risk because he believed his father could be saved.
I know there is good in you. The Emperor hasn't driven it from you fully. That was why you couldn't destroy me. That's why you won't bring me to your Emperor now.
He believed deep in his heart there was good in his father, that his father would not disappoint him, that his father would come through. And he throws away his lightsaber, and he faces the Emperor. With no fear in his eyes, he said,
I'll never turn to the dark side. You failed, Your Highness. I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
And he was the only person in the whole galaxy to have that belief. But in his heart, Luke knew it was true. He knew there was good in Vader, just like his mother knew this before she died. And at this moment, Luke makes the impossible come true. And he redeems Vader. Anakin comes back to life because he cannot stand the sight of his son suffering, dying. He cannot let Sidious destroy his son the way he destroyed Anakin himself, the way he destroyed everything. And Anakin rises up from the ashes. And in this way, Anakin fulfills the prophecy. He brings balance to the Force. And now all is left is Luke. And you know that Luke has been trained by Yoda and Obi-Wan. You know that Luke is a Jedi, like his father before him. But you also know that Luke is better than that. You know that Luke is going to recreate the Jedi Order. But you know he's also going to bring the Jedi forward. They will not longer forget compassion. They will not longer compromise their principles in order to save a corrupted government. And yes, it's going to be difficult. And yes, it's far from over. But you know Luke is going to make it. Because he's Luke fucking Skywalker. And he did the impossible thing. He redeemed his father. Thanks to Luke, the prophecy was fulfilled. Thanks to Luke, the Sith rule was over. The galaxy had a chance. Freedom had a chance again. And in your heart, when you saw the credits rolling, you knew this. You knew the fight was not over. You knew there was so much more they had to do. But you knew they were going to make it. Because Jedis don't give up. And Luke is a Jedi. And so much more. And that is why my heart broke when I watched The Last Jedi. My friends the other day called me and they were like, we're going to watch it again. It's going to be a meetup group to watch Star Wars The Last Jedi. Do you want to come? Are you still angry? I'm not angry. I'm heartbroken. I'm in pain. How could they do that to Luke Skywalker? They completely erased his character. That person in there, that person in the screen was not Luke. Luke was the most loving, the kindest, the most compassionate guy ever. I can see Leia choosing duty over family. I can see Leia choosing duty over friendship. And in many ways, she's much more like the Jedis were than his brother. Luke has nothing to go with. And he still chooses to risk everything. The slim possibility that his father can be redeemed. That he can save him. In the new movie, in that atrocity, because that's what it is, it's just painful to talk about it. Luke senses that his nephew is falling to the dark side. Or maybe he senses that his nephew is fully corrupted by the dark side. But it's not in a snap of the moment that he ignites his lightsaber. No. Luke has this revelation, and then he has time to go to his nephew's room in the dark of the night and creepily stand by his bed watching him. And then he ignites the lightsaber ready to strike him down. And at the last second, he regrets it, okay? And he thinks, no, I can't do that. That's not fucking Luke Skywalker. I could see Obi-Wan. Definitely, Obi-Wan could do it. But no Luke Skywalker. Because we had 3 movies. And if you watch that movies, you will know that every time that Luke had to choose between fear and love, between duty and love, he always chose love. He chose family. He chose hope. He chose to believe that his father was still a good person deep inside, that his father could be saved. And his nephew, who is struggling with dark side. Luke's first reaction is to creepily go to his room in the middle of the night, watch him asleep, and decide right there then he had to kill him for the good of the galaxy. And it doesn't matter to me that he changes his mind. That's not the matter. That's not what matters. That's not the point. The point is that Luke would never, ever go into his room in the first place. Okay? So, that thing called the Last Jedi is an evisceration of a very beloved character of Luke Skywalker. And that's why Mark Hamill was offended and hurt. And that's why many fans don't like The Last Jedi. And as time passes and the excitement of a new Star Wars movie dies, even more fans are going to complain. Because it was rubbish. It was a rubbish movie. But what they did to Luke Skywalker is unforgivable. And I will not watch another Star Wars movie again. This is what I know in my heart. Luke went on living. And even though he obviously grew older and wiser and maybe even a bit more cynical, he was still Luke Skywalker at heart. He was still Anakin's and Padme's son. He was still Leia's brother. And he was still my fucking childhood hero. So yeah, that's what I have to say about it. So this is it. I'm very pissed off. I don't think I will ever stop being pissed off about it. But I don't think I'll do any more reviews, any more videos about The Last Jedi. I'll just pretend it doesn't exist, because Disney is not canon anyway. And maybe I'll do some videos about the prequels and the old trilogy. Well, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give me a like. If you want to subscribe, that'd be great. And see you next time. Bye bye.